The students, in today's session, we would be discussing another numerical, and we would be preparing the combined statement of affairs and statement of profit and loss. So please remember, combined statement of affairs is prepared in order to determine the opening and the closing stock. Statement of profit and loss is prepared in order to determine the profit position of the firm. So with that note, let's start off with this question. Let's look at the question together. The question goes like this: from the following particulars of Matthew, ascertain his profit and loss for the year ending 31st March 2020. Okay, so 31st March 2020. And they've given us two sets of value. Remember, the first set of value that is given to us, that is the opening value. Second set of value that is given to us, that is the closing value. So with that note, let us look at this question together. Along with the assets and the liabilities that are given to us, we also have some adjustments that are mentioned. These adjustments also we will have to treat. So let's work out this together. Please remember, we are asked to determine the profit position of the firm, and in order to determine the profit position of the firm, what we will have to do is we will have to prepare at first combined statement of affairs, and once we have prepared combined statement of affairs, then we will have to prepare the statement of profit and loss, so that we could estimate the profit and the loss position. So before we prepare the single entry statements, let's just have a quick discussion regarding the approach. The very first statement that we will have to prepare is the statement of combined statement of affairs that we would be preparing in order to estimate the opening and the closing capital. Now, why are we preparing this combined statement of affairs? We're preparing combined statement of affairs so that we are validating the accounting equation, and based on the accounting equation, we will be estimating the opening and the closing capital. So let's quickly discuss the items one by one. Cash, stock, debtor, bills receivable, investment, bank, okay, so investment, premises, machinery, all these are examples of assets. Okay, all these are examples of assets. Bank overdraft, creditors, bills payable. These three items, they are liabilities. So we will be validating, we would be using this, we would be fitting all these items into the combined statement of affairs, and then we would be preparing the final accounts for single entry system. Another thing that you would notice here is that they have given us some adjustment. Just like final accounts, double entry final accounts, any item given to you as an adjustment in single entry system as well, you will have to treat it twice. And with respect to single entry system, any adjustment given to you, either you will be treating it into your statement of profit and loss, or you will be treating it into revised statement of affairs. Okay? These are the two places where you would be treating these items. So let's look at the items one by one. During the year, he withdrew rupees 10,000 for personal use. When you take down something, when you withdraw some money for personal use, what is that? That is drawings. Introduce 7,000 as new capital. What is 7,000? 7,000 is additional capital. Appreciate premises by 10%. What is appreciation? See, appreciation is a gain. Okay? Appreciation is a gain. So just like you have depreciation where there will be a reduction in the value, appreciation is the exact opposite, that the value will be increasing. Okay, so appreciation, please remember, it is an income. Depreciate machinery by 5%. So depreciate machinery by 5%. Why are we depreciating machinery? Because it's an asset which is subjected to wear and tear, and here we will have to subtract the value. Bad debts written off 500. This is an expense. Rent outstanding 1,600. This is also an expense. Salary prepaid, it's an expense that you're paying in advance, so this is an income. Commission earned but not received. What is this? This is accrued commission. Accrued commission, it is as good as your regular commission. So these are the adjustments that we have to treat. And with that note, let's start off with the preparation of the statements. The first statement that we will be preparing is the combined statement of affairs. And in combined statement of affairs, we will be going as per we will be going with the liabilities at first. So what are the liabilities that we have over here? The liabilities that we have over here are creditors. Creditors opening amount is 18,000, 20,000. Bills payable 60,000, and then 50,000. Okay, so these are the items that we have mentioned in the question. And also, we've been given two dates. So for those two dates, we will have to modify our columns accordingly. So let me just quickly do that as well. And so those two columns also, we will have to have that updated with the dates. And once we have the dates in place, so it will be easy for us to refer to and then understand. Okay, so we've put in creditors, then we've put in bills payable, but we still do have some more liabilities. The next liability is bank overdraft. Okay, the next liability that we have is bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is 12,000 and 50,000. Now moving on, the remaining assets that we have on the other side, we have to plug in the assets. What are the assets that we have? The assets that we have are cash, stock, debtors, bills receivable, investment. So these are the assets that we have. Let's quickly plug in the assets. So the assets: cash, stock, debtors, bills receivable, investment, and then we have one more item, which is premises and machinery. So what is meant by premises? Premises is another word that we would be using for land and building. Okay, so premises is another word that we would be using for land and building. So premises also we have considered, and with that we have completed plugging in the items with respect to our combined statement of affairs. We put in all the assets, and now let's try and balance this. So for 1st April 2019, the total is 1,49,000, and for 31st March 2020, it is 1,70,000. So let's just try and work this out and see. Okay, thank you. Some of you have, in fact, you were really quick and you have calculated. I'm very happy. Some of you are already sharing the answers, but unfortunately, since I'm not in a position to read through, because I have to solve this question for you as well, I'm not in a position to validate it, but I'm pretty sure you must have got it correct. So let's just work this out. So the total on the asset side is 1,49,000, which means the credit side should, the asset liability side, the total should also be 1,49,000. However, we have to calculate what is the balancing figure. So let's just quickly calculate the balancing figure. The balancing figure here is 1,13,000, and let's calculate for the other one, the second year's value, and that is 1,30,000. Okay, so that is 1,30,000. So with that, we have completed the preparation of the items, and that is put into place. So we have calculated the opening capital and the closing capital. The next statement that we will be preparing is the statement of profit and loss. Statement of profit and loss we will be preparing in order to understand the profit position of the firm. So profit position of the firm, we will be estimating with the help of statement of profit and loss. So with that, let's start off. You will be starting off with drawings. Drawings is rupees 10,000. How do we know drawings is rupees 10,000? Because it is mentioned to us in the question that he withdrew for personal use. Also, we have rupees 7,000. 7,000 is our additional capital. So with that, we have brought in that. And now let us estimate the adjusted capital. How much is the adjusted capital? Adjusted capital is 1 lakh. The adjusted capital would be 1,33,000. Okay, it will be 1,33,000. Then how much is the closing capital? Closing capital is 1,13,000. Okay, the next is 1,13,000. So with that note, let us quickly calculate the gross profit. Gross profit is 20,000. Okay, the gross profit is 20,000. Now let's start off with our incomes and gains. What are the incomes that we have? What are the gains that we have? Let's just quickly look into it. The incomes that we have are we have appreciation. So appreciation on premises. So that is an income for us. Now premises has been appreciated by what amount? It has been appreciated by 10%. But 10% of what? 10% of the value of premises. So which is rupees 5,000. Then what is the next thing that you have? The next thing that you have is salary prepaid. Okay. So salary prepaid. Salary prepaid is how much? Salary prepaid is 1,200. Then what else do we have? You have commission earned but not received. So what is that? That is nothing but accrued commission. Okay, that is nothing but accrued commission. How much is accrued commission? Accrued commission is 1,500. Okay, accrued commission is 1,500. Then next what you have is depreciation on machinery. Okay, how much is depreciation on machinery? Depreciation on machinery is 5%. 5% of what? 5% of 25,000. Okay, 5% of 25,000. 5% of 25,000 is how much? That is 1,250. Then what else do you have? What else do we have? Bad debts written off. Okay, bad debts written off. How much is bad debts written off? Bad debts written off is 500. Bad debts written off is 500. Then you have rent outstanding. Okay. How much is rent outstanding? Rent outstanding is 1,600. Okay, rent outstanding is 1,600. That is also put into place. Okay, that is also been put into place. So with that, we have considered. We've considered most of the items. Now let's go about calculating with the net profit. The net profit, in order to estimate the net profit, what we have to do is from the gross profit to the gross profit, we have to add all the incomes and the gains, and then we have to subtract all the expenses and the losses. Okay, so let's just quickly bring that about. Okay, so to 20,000, we have to add all our incomes and gains, and from this we have to subtract all the expenses and losses that we have. So how much is the total amount? The total amount is 24,350. So what is the significance of now 24,350? This is your net profit. Okay, this is the net profit of the firm.